we'll get to algorithm if we can, and if not, you know, y'all can just catch the the plays inside the chats on the update of the chart itself. Or if I do post a how do you say, if I do post a article, I'll tag it in the news of the Discord. So let me go to YouTube real quick. Let me grab this link. So you all, Elmo's very red monster parade. All right, let's see where we at. Where we at? All right, which one is this? Diamond patterns. Oh, also, which one showed me a diamond pattern? Oh, it was tag. So if we can, last was it last week or the week before? We talked about the diamond pattern, and we actually was able to find a diamond pattern. That was what tag was. And like I said, it's one of the few tokens right now that still hold gains. But this is what a diamond pattern looked like. So for those who was here in the last couple of 2 sessions, we kept talking about reversal patterns and a diamond pattern. This is what the diamond pattern, when I say what I'm looking for, this is the pattern, and this is how it looks like. All right. Very smooth, easy thing to spot if you pay attention. Only thing I have to do is just kind of look for it. Just look for skinny, like a skinny entry, big, wide range of dramaticness, and then they sizzle out. Right. But yeah, that's that. But yeah, I just wanted to show a quick example of the diamond pattern. And let me go ahead and just live. Let me grab, you know what? I'm just going to grab this page. So when y'all do go to the, y'all, I was dressed up. But if y'all do go to the, if y'all do go to the page and you're going to watch the crypto videos, you have to click on live. All right. They're not under videos and they're not under home. They're going to be under live because they're recorded, I guess, when we're live. So that's the category that they're under. And you'll find today, you'll find our live session on Thursday, and then also our beginner session. Well, this is actually Friday, I think, or Thursday. I can't recall. But yes, the ones that we talked about last week, here they go right here. So this is the link for this one. Let me, oh, it's already muted. I don't even have to do nothing. Let me copy this link and then send it in. And for those who's not already inside of the Discord, I'll post our free link for those who want to kind of stay in contact with us. And y'all be able to kind of hop inside the chat, ask questions, ask for charts in this chat right here. Don't worry, I keep this chat pretty going with, you know, possible plays and updates on stuff and whatnot. So don't worry, it is a very live chat that you can get at, that you can kind of utilize for yourself. And then also we have our stocks chat. If you are interested in stocks, you'll be able to hop inside our stocks chat and get to talking in there. So you can kind of feel comfortable whenever you want to go ahead and transfer over. All right. Yes, we kind of want you to transfer over to get the full grasp of the group. You can enjoy the free side, get everything you need, learn as much as you can, prep your foundation. And then when you're ready to start getting serious, right? You want to, you know, put your bank on your put your bank where your mouth is and come make some moolah. All right, then hop over to the paid version of our group and you shall be able to do so. A lot of especially LJ's mentees, man, they pay for this man's mentorship program, and y'all, they make the money back like next week. It's kind of scary when you think about it. Like when you kind of go into the next level in life, you know, just like within yourself, and you see yourself evolve, and you know, being disciplined, you know, creating creating good habits, mastering bad habits, and stuff like that. Like when you're just on that roll and everything just starts to kind of flow and kind of mesh together, it's just amazing sitting back and watching somebody just embrace that. You don't waver. Get a little bit flustered, you know, it's a new environment, but still be able to produce for others while they're kind of like, you know, kind of shaky on the inside. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of like nerve-wracking. It's like, oh shit, I'm a successful ass trader and I can teach it. It's like, yeah, that's a big milestone to kind of realize that I can teach people how to make money from their phones, and you don't need no degree. You don't need to worry about your background. You have to worry about nothing. Like you can do a crazy mistake, and let's say you get locked up, right? but you got so many long-term positions in stocks and crypto. So when you come out, you good. It's just like you don't need nothing. So it's just amazing that we're able to do this and kind of share this wealth with everybody else, and just new people, new beginners hop into this financial world with us and kind of just, just make something for themselves, be able to say, hey, I went ahead and went to go get some ice cream off of my returns, like whatever the case may be, whatever it is. I was able to put a little dent in my student debt. It was just like whatever the case may be, just be able to make money like this off of stuff like this without no qualms, without nobody on your ass, excuse my French, or anything like that. It's just nice to be able to do stuff like this. So to all y'all who's out here, kudos to y'all, man. Like for real, honestly, because a lot of people don't know nothing about this stuff. And I really appreciate those who do, because I wish I would have known about this during school and growing up in general and all that other stuff. Like, bruh, I would have not went to college and I just would have studied this for 4 years. Straight up, man. What? Seeing an 18-year-old be like, oh, I want to learn how to trade. It's just like, damn. Hey, you finna be a wealthy young person in about 5 years, 4 years. The same pain you go through during college and school and stuff like that. You're gonna have to go through those same 4 or 5 years of pain when it comes to trading and learning how to trade. You're gonna lose for like your first 2-3 years, right? After that 3rd year, you start to kind of break even and kind of realizing that the problem is just you and your discipline, right? And you just following your own rules, and that's it. The 4th year, it's just like now it's about money management. Now it's about not letting your ego get out of check. It's about keeping your emotions to a level of where you can now balance being a trader or being an investor and also still being a family man, a worker, an employee, a son, a uncle, a nephew, whatever the case may be. Be able to hold all the titles, be able to juggle both at the same time. And in that 5th year, in my imagination, I'm not sure yet. In that 5th year, I think that's when you have the tranquility, right? Where you believe in yourself, everything it is what it is. You have proven to yourself that you're able to do these things. And on top of that, you now have your family believes in you, right? Everybody supports you. So having that extra boost of support and that positive energy kind of refurbishes, your path into continuing your success, because you've been successful for the past 5 years, but for the first 3, it just didn't feel like it. But it is. Every loss comes with a lesson. So thank y'all for being here. Let's get started with Solana. Solana is in a simple cup and handle. All right. If you are holding Solana, just in my opinion, just keep holding, right? If you see a low price, load up on it. It's not going to hurt. All right. It's not going to hurt. Solana is very, very much bullish. It's been in an uptrend since since April. All right, since April. Since the whole market has started its uptrend right before the summertime, along with Ethereum. Ethereum was also in something similar to this, right? Not this pattern, but just this falling wedge right here. And Ethereum is on its way to higher highs, and Solana is as well. I haven't done a full-fledged deep dive on Solana. This is actually pretty nice. Let me go ahead and add this actually to I want to add this to my to our watch list for our long-term portfolio. And let's just talk about it. So the entry for Solana was back in April. Some of us probably missed that. I know I missed that. So if you haven't got any Solana, you're in the same position as me. Is in when do you hop in, right? If you're already in Solana, I would say, hey, not financial advice, but just hold your bag, right? Hold your bag. Open a separate account. If you got your Solana on a Coinbase or on a wallet, go get yourself a little smaller exchange, Robinhood, crypto.com. Well, I don't know about crypto.com. I don't know how easy it is to operate nowadays. But you can go to Uphold, BitUnex, Gemini, and just place yourself a trade that says when Solana does get to this certain target, guess what? I'm not probably going to close my long-term bag, right? But I might just go and close this one just because I want to pay myself for being able to for sitting there saying that I was able to invest in a good asset, good coin, good company, however y'all want to look at it as yourself, right? That's what I'm doing. I have myself two trades for Ethereum, and one is literally for me to close. The other one is for me to hold on for dear life. This one is for me to sit here and close. So Solana is in a simple cup and handle pattern, right? Very, very beautiful. did a nice retracement to our 706 fib level, bounced clean off of our 200 weekly moving average. Very nice, very beautiful. Still going to hit those targets, right? Solana has a big measured move on the way, and we're looking at Solana to get to about, let's see, it cracking an all-time high, actually getting to an all-time high. We're looking at 377. That's what I see. That seems like a decent, is that like a 50% gain? Oh, that's a 90% gain. Say less. Say less. Smooth portfolio builder right there. like that. So with Solana, from current price action right now, which it kind of seems like it can literally just rip on up right now with no hesitation. It looks pretty damn good. It looks pretty damn good. Let me pull up some indicators, which would be the RSI, the MACD, and also Cassic's RSI to try to help analyze what's going on. So far in this uptrend, looking at the RSI, there's no bearish divergence, right? We're making higher highs on our RSI, so a higher high and a higher high and another higher high and another higher high. So that means that the uptrend is not ending yet. Probably looking to make another higher high. And currently right now, it seems like Solana done made hidden continued bullish divergence. So we got this did, which is 49.84. This one is 49.91. Ooh, so close, so close, so close to have some weekly hidden continued bullish divergence. They made a higher low. The RSI also unfortunately made a higher low. So it seems like Solana may do one more pullback to make one more lower low before sprinting out. That's just kind of what it's giving. I'll have to pull a Fibonacci again. Yeah, that seems like that one lower low is going to have to come back down to about 155. So I'm putting an alert. That's probably going to be my little entry for a decent Solana pump. And if I'm able to get it at 155, instead of looking at 91% returns, I could be looking more at about 144. That's nice. That's nice. I'll take that. I'll take that, coach. Okay. I'll take that. But look like we're going to have, if that does happen, we're just going to just look at this as another cup and handle pattern to play out. And we can kind of just chart that up real quick. Throw out our projection play so we know what we're looking for when we come back and look at this to try to see where it's at. Would that be next Tuesday? I can't really say. It depends on what happens for the rest of the week in the market. Definitely depends on how Thursday session is going to go. I don't know if we're going to be looking back at our long-term portfolios again, if we're going to be adding more to them, or if we're going to just be talking more about just kind of trading in general, looking at hot coins that's hot right now and just talking about a lot of potential profitable plays that's being set up. So we shall see. Let me delete this line. But it seems like we got Solana coming back down to about 155 before it's starting to look to kind of blast out again. So simple, small downtrend for now. Looks like about 3 more weeks we'll probably get low that we're looking for. It's only about a, let's see, that's about another 18% drop for Solana. So yeah, that's cool. Because if you get it, so if you sacrifice, right? Let's say if you got in right now, right? You're only looking at 95%, 95% returns, right? And if you drop 20 and then you close the trade and re-entry, you basically just kind of lost 20%. But you're now looking to go ahead and gain 144 or 130, or let's just say 140, right? You're looking to grab 140, and you're actually only going to grab 120 because you already lost 20%. So I'll watch this really, really closely, first and foremost. But if we can't crack kind of like above this like 230, 240 area, then yeah, I don't even think we're going to even crack above, what is this, 213? I don't even think that's going to happen. If it does, I'll be highly surprised. But I think we're going to go and pull back just a little bit more to about 155. And then from there, we're going to have way more substantial gains on the upside. All right, just for the overall high, right? The ultimate high for Solana, I think it's going to cap off around about 377. So far with this pattern, the measured move would be the bottom of the cup, right? To the top of the cup. We're going to put it at that 155 target, right? And we can see Solana kind of chilling after 311. So it might just run up to about 311 first, chill out, and then after that, try to continue one last pump to the final 377, depending. So Solana looks pretty good. looks like it's in route for one more drop before running up for breaking out of this pattern and giving us some continued uptrend gains. But until then, yeah, looks like we're gonna probably do about 2 or 3 more weeks of like red, unless this can be one big thick old red candlestick, right? And then after that, we dab over with another kind of miniature candlestick, like how this one did a big red one, right? And then we got a small little second week of red, and then we started our uptrend with a green. We might can get that, but it seems like about 3 more weeks. That's what it kind of seems like. That's what I'm kind of gathering with this right here. So looking for Solana kind of dip to about 155. Let's go and switch over to what we're going to do next. We're going to do Bitcoin next. So I got any questions about Solana? Boom, boom. And while I'm waiting for any remarks, let me actually go to Cointelegraph and let's, okay, Cointelegraph. And let's see if there's any news for Solana real quick. Oh, look at that. These guys, Bitwise Soul staking ETF debuts with 223 million, signaling strong institutional demand. I don't know about that one, guys. Hedidra and Litecoin ETFs from Canary. And wow, is Hedidra H bar? Hold up. What is H bar? Is H bar Hedidra? It is. Wow, and H bar is ripping right now. And the news comes out right after H bar does it, and they're talking about Litecoin. That's crazy. Look at that. Look at that. We on to something. We on to something. Says asset manager Bitwise says its Solana staking exchange traded fund has tailed 55 million in trading volume on its debut trading day on Tuesday, alongside a launch of 2 other altcoin ETFs from Canary Capital. The trading volumes of Bitwise Solana staking be so pull it off, blah blah blah. Be so attracted, blah blah blah. Be so H bar. Okay, that's what's up. And beats predictions. Okay, word up, word up, word up. All righty, so we got some good news from Solana. That's what's up. That's what's up. Just posted about 30 minutes ago. So that's what's up. That's what's up. Just an overall recap of how Solana performed today, I guess, on an exchange, but it did not show in the charts. All right, it did not show in the charts. The charts didn't say that. It seems like a lot of people bought it, but dang, they got met with a red candlestick. They should have came to this session. I would have told them that it looks like Solana's going to drop. So it's kind of funny how they do these announcements and kind of try to take, newbies' money because they're like, oh my God, that's good news. They just got on this other exchange. They did pretty well with the volume. A lot of volume went into it. It's just like, or did they just transfer their holdings? Like, if I'm holding my Solana on Ethereum, guess what? I'm gonna bid it on this exchange and hold it there, right? I don't know. I don't know how the ins and out works, but yeah. The fact that it did that, Solana can cap up to about 212. That's about it. I'm gonna put an alert above 212 to make sure. Do I have a secondary alert? No. I'm putting an alert above 212 just to kind of make it doesn't go too high. But yeah, it looks like Solana is going to probably come down to about 155. That was some great news, right? Great news. It should give us a little bit of confidence when we place our actual trade. Well, when I place my trade, right? I'm gonna use that news as my catalyst in about 3 weeks. So let Solana kind of come on down. If we can hold the daily 200 moving average, we'll be good. But I think that happened. Just don't think that's gonna happen. I think this thing is gonna fall to about 155. It is what it is. I said it. It is what it is. But H bar, Hedidra, since that is in the limelight of things, let's look at this one real quick. And it seems like we got what is this? 4261, 4109, 4194, 4194 is lower than 4261 and 4109. We got some bearish, but that didn't touch. So we're gonna be looking at these 2 lows. These 2 lows are giving no reversal, bullish divergence. So what I'm gonna be looking for H bar to do is kind of keep trailing on up, probably get somewhere to about 24 cents and then roll back over. All right, and then roll right on back over, probably to about 81. All right, about 8 cents. All right, that'd be a great entry for H bar. So I'm still gonna wait on H bar. Good news, good performance so far in the past like week and some change. They're doing good on this nice little uptrend. But other than that, yeah, it is futile. It will not last, man. Yeah, these things gotta freak out. So we'll let that kind of slide to the side. Let's look at Ethereum. And for those who don't know, we've been in our Ethereum trade for a very, very long time now. I'm getting a lot of notifications right now. I don't know off of what is moving. Cardano is dropping. All right, appreciate you. IOO, okay, appreciate you. XAI, all right, another dropper. Appreciate you. Anything else y'all want to tell me about? Kato, let's go. Came to the 618 fib level. Let's get it. I'll come back to that a little later. And I think about that. Velvet is probably the only thing that's been kind of green as well. But if we get to it, I'll talk about that. We'll probably talk about this on Thursday when it kind of gets a little bit deeper in gains, at least after it hits the 26% like liquidity did. And then I'll most likely post a chart update on that one. Since it is kind of one of the few that's kind of pumping while the market's been dumping. So that's kind of good news. But so far with Ethereum, there's a lot of shit on here. Let's go to a different thing. But ultimately for Ethereum, I have it capping off around 67. It's kind of at our, what is this? I don't know what that is. 147% target. So that's cool. That's beans. But we'll look at Ethereum a little bit bigger. I mean, a little bit deeper. I see Ethereum retracing kind of down to about, I don't want to say 3,026, 27, but that's kind of what it's giving. Let's look at a blank screen real quick. Let's go to Kraken. Boom, bada bing. Oh, that sell did not play out. Ethereum greatly wrecked that whole sell. So let's look at more of what happened recently. So on, what was that on? I got to go back to this Ethereum. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all gonna have to, I'm gonna try to erase what I can. But on, what was that? On Thursday. All right, on Thursday's charting session, what I was saying, and which it lovely played out, was that Ethereum was in a cup and handle pattern, right? So what I was saying was like I was hoping that it can be a catalyst for us to have a green week this week, right? I wanted a green week starting on Monday, right? To grab a lot more of the investors, a lot more people in the market, so we can have like a great green week, right? Instead, this thing decided to pump literally right after the session. It went all the way up into the weekend, all the way until Sunday, which kind of sucks because that means that we're just going to have the rest of the week kind of overallly red, and it kind of seems like on Sunday it's probably going to pump again, or on the weekend we may get some more greenery out the market, which is where most people aren't trading. So it's kind of crazy how they kind of just shift the days of the week to when Ethereum does this pump and the market is green, to when like on the week for what we see, what most retail investors see is that, oh, the market's red, every day is red. That builds on the fear in the market. All right, when you're looking at the fear and greed index, that builds on the fear of the market. You just constantly seeing red, right? On Saturday, you're not looking at the market. Sunday, some of us don't really look at the market. You know, most regular people don't look at the market on Sunday. So yeah, with that being said, that's why I'm saying we're probably just going to drop out the booty, and it is what it is. But we got the uptrend, right? We got the cup and handle measure move to the top side. Beautiful setup, beautiful trade, right? Do I see it continuing? All right, that's the question now, and I want to say yes. So let's go back to our regular Ethereum chart, and let me talk about why I want to say I'm hoping that we can continue just for a short period of time, not too full-fledged, but more kind of just intermediately. Just for my portfolio sake, right? I just want to continue to green, and I just kind of want to you know what? No, let them affect the fear and greed index. It is what it is. I can't be stubborn and I can't be selfish. Let it happen. Disregard that, y'all. Let it happen. Let the market come down. But still, I'm optimistic. Ethereum is way more bullish than Bitcoin, in my opinion. And from what the charts say, Ethereum is way more bullish than Ethereum. Ethereum is way more bullish than Bitcoin. So what I'm looking for at Ethereum is this. I want this cup and handle to play out. All right. I'm a biased buyer. It is what it is. I do look at the charts objectively, but at the end of the day, I'm always look for the bullish patterns before I look for the bearish patterns, because I want to make money. All right. Not selling the asset, but I want to see my investments increase in value. This is what I want and what we talked about on Thursday of what Ethereum can get to 4,500. When it gets to 4,500, it may retrace all the way down to about 27. We're talking about a massive sell. That's what I see coming from Ethereum. All right. We already completed this little miniature cup and handle bullish retest breakout. What I'm looking for this to happen now is to create just a bigger cup. All right. We form a nice, decent handle. We need to hold it on these levels of support. All right. These levels of support right here, about at 37, at 36. Yeah, about at 37 to 36. We got to hold this level of support. Let this come on down, flag out, and then we get another pump that can get us to this 4,500 mark. So let's go and pull up some Fibonacci retracement. All right, let's take this off. Let's delete this. Let's delete this. Let's delete this. And let's talk about the pattern that we see, well, that I see. All right, I see a falling wedge forming. Okay. And it looks kind of ugly. I ain't even gonna lie. That is the ugliest falling wedge ever. All right, we're gonna have to be kind of strict with this. This is not the cutest at all. So let's kind of tighten that up a little bit. Let's get some bottom touches while we at it. Let's go to the hour time frame, actually, because it's hard for me to look at this and say that this is a bullish setup because it looks so nasty. It's hard for me to say this is a bullish setup. Oh, I'm trying to force it, coach. The tries and the force it. All right, come on, make it work with me. Work with me a little bit. And y'all, please take notes as I'm doing all of this regular wrangling. Take notes, because you'll be doing the same thing. All right, you'll be like, nah, it gotta be, keep doing it, because once you find it, listen, as ugly as it may look, if the patterns, it's definitely a bull flag. That's what it looks like to me too. Because as the pattern forms, all right, listen, you'll be good to go. All right, you'll be happy that you took that time to do all of this ugly adjusting. All right, as long as your trend lines are parallel to each other, at least you're good to go. All right, don't let it be broadening, but it can be a bullish pennant. It can be something like that. All right, but you kind of just wanted to keep them at least parallel to each other. All right, give them enough space so that everything can kind of flow in and flow out. All right, so the cup that we're looking at that's attached to this handle is about right here. It's not the best. It ain't the best. I hope we can pump to 45. If we can't, it's okay. I'm not gonna trip. I'm not gonna trip. We've been talking about a dump for a minute, so it's okay. It's okay. All right, so looks like we came to the 0.5 fib level, which is a fake out bullish fib level, in my opinion, which means we're going to probably pump right back up to about 4,000 or about 450. And after that, reject all the way down. Hopefully we can stop at like 39 or at 38. All right, or even the 706.37. I'll take that too. So we continue back up to the upside. Let's do a projected measured move, which would be from the bottom of the cup, all right, all the way to the top of the cup. We're going to put it at one of these fib levels, all right? And let's see which one is going to get us to this 4,500. So we can kind of be technically delusional correct, right? We can be delusional incorrect at the same time. So we go to the 618. It doesn't get there. 706, obviously, you're not going to get there. So let's see. Let's just be hopeful, all right? Let's be hopeful, all right? Because if this bull flag plays out, all right, it's going to be a hell of a pump, okay? It's going to be one hell of a pump, all right? But we need this bull flag to play out. We just need it to play out. But if it doesn't, to the balls we go, down to the 886 fib level. This thing can stretch all the way down. Y'all know how cup and handles are. My perfect rule for cup and handle is for price and the flag to retrace all the way to the 886 fib level and then spurt on out. If that's the case, it's not too much of a big move that we're going to get. All right, so I'm going to bring us back up to 43. That's not that high. All right, that's us rejecting off of this resistance right here. All right, that's not the best resistance to kind of get rejected. This deep resistance. This is all resistance right here. This is all resistance right here. Dang. Yeah, that might be tough for us to try to get back above. Ooh, yeah, that might be a little bit tough. That might be a little bit tough. That might be the scenario we're in if we can't get a bounce somewhere right here as we come up for our second top touch, because we got our first, second. Let's go get that second. Come down for the third, get some bullish divergence. All right, and then bam, entry, run up to the upside. All right, so hopefully we can get this pattern to go. If we can't, we tried. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. So let's look at Bitcoin. Do I have any questions about Ethereum before we swap over to Bitcoin? Awesome, 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 awesome. Let me make sure there's nobody in the chat, and there isn't. Cool beans, cool beans, cool beans. So now Bitcoin, Bitcoin, Bitcoin. Now I've been saying Bitcoin has been bearish. Tease with the tease, man. All right, we spotted this little cup and handle on Bitcoin. It spurted out. Let's go to a blank screen because I just don't see Bitcoin really making too much noise. All right, I would love for it to make some noise. I just don't see it making too much noise. What I got Bitcoin in is making this nice diamond pattern. All right. Never did a projection on a diamond pattern before, but this is my first time doing so. And the diamond patterns are very tricky. All right. Because you don't know when it's going to bust up to the upside. You don't know when it's going to fall all the way down to the downside. What a diamond pattern basically says is you're going to make a higher high and you're going to make a lower low. All right. So unless you're able to catch these lows and try to ride them high and catch these highs and then try to ride them low, you're going to be in a you're going to be on a roller coaster ride that you can't even throw up on. All right, like it's just gonna be painful. It's gonna be a lot of agony. It just is what it is. It's not gonna be pretty. It's not gonna be fun. But that's what I got Bitcoin in because we're making higher, we're making lower, low, lower, low, lower, low, right? Higher high and a higher high, right? That just spills that just spills for a diamond pattern. So what does that mean for Bitcoin? We may have reached our top. We have one more possible higher high, possibly at like 130. But remember, this can easily be a diamond pattern. So because that's the case, we will get that spike up to the top side, but we will get the sharpest pullback back down to the downside. I will have to see some type of bullish pattern that forms somewhere in here that's going to knock me off of that idea. All right. So even if Bitcoin does make this all-time high, again, right at 128, 132, whatever the case may be, yeah, I see it coming right back down to about 113. I know. Oh, I thought somebody was trying to say something. But yeah, I see it coming right back down to this 113, and then it's going to battle with this 113. It's going to start making higher lows, all right, and it's going to start making lower highs. So unless we can just somehow confirm a trend, right, where we make higher highs along with higher lows, all right, or we make lower highs along with lower lows, all right. I just don't see how we can kind of depend on Bitcoin to be just attractive on a chart, just from an investment chart wise. Like you can be real risky and say, you know, I'm gonna buy Bitcoin at 113 and just withstand the drop and withstand the pop. I mean, you can do so. Me, no, I can't do so. It's too risque. Diamond patterns at the top means they're going to fall down to the bottom. Diamond patterns at the bottom means they're going to pump up to the top. All right. And yeah, that's just that. So Bitcoin, listen, we may get an all-time high. We also may stretch back down to 98K. All right. It is what it is. We can't do nothing about that. We can't do nothing about that. It just is what it is. So hopefully we pump before we dump. But if we dump and then we pump, it's okay. We understand why. All right. We understand why. So that's what that market crash ended up creating. All right. With that big old dip. Hopefully we don't make it a lower low. If we end up making a lower low, it just is what it is, y'all. It just is what it is. So prep yourselves. But until then, we're going to keep looking at these charts and keep moving forward. Do I have any questions about Bitcoin before we move forward? Bam, 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 bam. Running through the charts. All right, awesome. Let's talk about XRP real quick. Sitting at $2.60. Oh, wait. All right, what did we say about? I don't even know what in the jollof rice this is. But so far, whatever was drawn, XRP hit the target. Let's figure out what that was. All right, so let's delete. It looks like XRP maybe coming to the downside. So let's go to the 4-hour time frame. Oh, it's getting rejected clean off of the daily, off the 4-hour 200 moving average. It's not a good sign. So all right, what did I spot? What is this? What is this? What does this measure move come from? Okay, that's what this to this. Was I like an hour time frame? Was there some type of candle? Oh, I was. Damn, that's some nasty ass charting. That's some cold charting. Was I using this as a flag? No, that's not even there. What is this? Where is this from? Because it hit. But where is it from though? I don't know how I pulled that. I don't know where I pulled that from. I must have been doing this on my phone. Because that would be a pattern. Oh, okay. Okay. So I was using this as the bottom. I was using this as some type of flag. This is a flag, flagged out, a bull flag, with this being the pole. This being the pole right here. And then this being your bull flag or your falling wedge. And it looks like you hit. And I don't know what that means for XRP, but yeah. That also could be the I don't even know. I don't even know what that is. But yeah, it don't look too good where we're at right now. It seems like we actually if I'm seeing diamond patterns, y'all, I just keep seeing more diamond patterns, right? This is just like another upfront diamond pattern that's just it just doesn't look the prettiest. It's just not. And I want to be optimistic, but this conjunction does not look sexy at all. That looks like a head and shoulder, a bearish head and shoulders pattern. Like there's like a flat bottom right here. That's like a neckline. We got a left shoulder. We got a head. All right. And then we got a right shoulder right here. Broke out, came back up. Look at the bearish retest back to the downside. That could for a lot of pain if this was to be true. So for long-term purposes, it looks like XRP may just chill out on it, right? May have to wait about 3 weeks like for Solana. But it's okay. More time to stack bread and more time to do some leverage trading so we can buy these low prices. So it's kind of what I see on a 1-hour time frame for XRP, saying that it can go ahead and just drop all the way down. Not all the way down, like it's a big boy drop, but just a drop in general. Talking about possibly to, let's say, about $2.50. So if that's the case, that wouldn't be bad. I mean, we would have to kind of drop below about 219 for me to really be like, oh snap. But that's not a bad drop. That is a reversal bearish pattern. So we are going to be entering a downtrend from this drop. So I guess the best thing for us to do is kind of zoom out and see what's happening. So if that's the bottom of a downtrend, dang. Is XRP just going to do a big sell-off? Let me do. I don't know why. I'm looking at XRP kind of bearishly right now. And I was slick kind of bullish on it, but it doesn't look the same compared to the, it looks like it's about to just come to the downside. It looks like we just did a bearish retest. and we're gonna fall. Hope I'm wrong, but this don't look too good for XRP. Yeah, y'all remember a couple of weeks ago when we were talking about after the market crash, and I was like, we may bounce up, but if it was a descending triangle, right, that we haven't hit that low or that full-fledged price, we're gonna have to wait for that to happen. It seems like we're gonna still have to wait to see some red from XRP and see the thing kind of fill up, but it just don't feel right. And I guess that's just what the issue is. It doesn't feel right for XRP to drop all the way back down to $1.18. But we've seen it happen. We've seen the market drop very, very low, right? We see some things still haven't recovered from the previous bear market. So yeah, this seems very, very, very highly likely. Let's put it in a bigger, let's put it in a bigger pattern. And let's just kind of be a little bit realistic about this, because it may don't have to drop too low, but just enough. So this was a flag, right? This is our top. We got our first bottom touch. We go get our first top touch. So I don't know what XRP doing. The market is so ugly. Making higher highs, continuous uptrend. We're the lows are following price action. Do we make some bearish divergence yet? Let's see. 77.8. This one is 77.41. Oh, that is bearish divergence. So it looks like, yeah, it don't look like we finna make any type of hoopla run for XRP. That looks like that's it. Looks like XRP is finna go and make its way down to about $1 and some cents. That's what it's trying to get. I just don't want to. I just don't want to. That's a bold statement to say. Don't want to say it though, but that's what it looks like it's about to do. We're talking about long-term investments. YZY. Is it? Oh, it's dumping. It's finally dumping. I knew this was a descending triangle. I knew it was a descending triangle. I knew it. 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 You kept trying to play me, bro. But if it's looking like, y'all, if it's looking like the market is going to make a U-turn real quick, then that means that we need to really be up to par with our long-term portfolio additions. Simply put, yeah, it's time to set some alerts. I think it's Bitcoin dominance that's pumping. Yeah, it's the Bitcoin dominance that's pumping. Yeah, Bitcoin dominance is pumping and is ripping, and it's going to probably continue to keep ripping. So with that being said, yeah, y'all mind y'all's investments. We are going to be in a long red ride. Yep, back to this point. So I got my alert already right here. Let's move this one down. Yeah, we breaking out US dollar tether, the same position. Did a nice little falling wedge type scenario and broke out. Yep, so we got another cup in here on the way. The US dollar tether. So, but this is basically saying that the market's going to take a pullback. It's going to bring us those buying opportunities. So this is definitely the time to start doing what we're already doing. Looking at your long-term portfolio list, seeing what things you want to buy, seeing what things is right for you, and just going with the flow. All right, going with the flow, being patient, waiting for your entry, waiting for those lows, and then boom, bada bing. So it's looking like it's time to start placing some sales in the market. Not even going to cap. It's looking like it's about time to start placing some sales in the market, or just walk away. For now. Yeah, XRP ain't looking too pretty. It looks like we come down to about 255. I think that's what we said. And yep, it is what it is from that. So about 251. I'm gonna send an alert right here, because this can be a great buying opportunity on a scalp position on a swing trade back to the upside. But yeah, it's coming right down to support. So yeah, it looks like XRP finna make a little dip, and the dip may be even more than that. If we're doing a full-fledged, let's say we're doing a full-fledged fib retracement from this low to this high right here, that's is not even going to scratch the surface. We got XRP needs come down to the 618 fib level at $2.38. So if you saw a sell right now, sounds about sexy. All right, that's a good 8% drop. All right, at 5x, that's 40%. So XRP may be heading on down about 238. And I mean, if you got the guts, not financial advice, but if you got the guts, hey, come get this 40% drop on 50% drop on XRP. I made my first bag XRP off a sell when it made the big flash sale the first time. I might go ahead and just place it one more time just because I like that inverted head and shoulder. So let me go ahead and do so. I'm going to place a sell on XRP quickly with 5 or not 28. I'm going to do a 10x, just 5x, because I feel like XRP can still kind of do some stupid pop up. And if I am going to lose, I don't want to lose much trying to bet. And I'm a bullish guy, right? Trying to bet on the sell, but I'm a bullish guy. So let's go to Ondo. And let's kind of give y'all some visuals of how you can be tracking your asset. All right, first thing you do want to look for, and what time frame you want to be on, is the daily time frame or weekly. All right, always look on a bigger picture. Pay attention to the volume. All right, if price is making lower lows and also making lower highs, right? And your volume is getting low. That means that the downtrend is weakening. All right. So that means that it's going to enter into an uptrend. Okay, you just got to be there when it's time. Bullish reversal divergence is going to be your best friend when it's time to let you to kind of give you that nudge to go and enter into a buy, and have the guts to go ahead and get into that asset. But if you want to understand what I'm talking about when it comes to using this volume indicator and looking at charts, when something is in a downtrend, I'll post a cheat sheet for the volume indicator so you kind of understand how to use it. And then also, if you just hop into the learning material, you can kind of understand how Bitcoin in the US dollar in the USDT dominant cycle works. When Bitcoin dominance is pumping, USD dominance is going down, and the Bitcoin is sideways, altcoins explode, right? So just kind of alt season kind of scenarios. But let me get that fib cheat sheet real quick. And let's open it in browser and let's copy and paste this. So yes, when you get price falling, right, and you get the volume decreasing, that is a bullish sign. That means the downtrend is weakening. So if you use a volume indicator and you are one of those I like to buy low and get low investments, pay attention to the volume on a lot of these altcoins. The volume is not going to look as sexy as it would on an altcoin compared to Solana, XRP, Bitcoin, and Ethereum. All right, because those are just highly traded assets in general. Okay, so but on a regular coin like Ondo Finance, all right, when the volume starts to get real low, right, and it starts to, let's say it gets to about, we don't got a good example. I want like some skinny stuff. Let's do liquidity. There we go. I know liquidity. Oh no, liquidity didn't get low. Let's do Solana. It's not low. Okay, it looks like I'm choosing all the highly stuff. Oop, there goes my food. Okay, not ApeCoin room. There we go. There goes some low volume. See how low that volume is on daily time frame. You're not going to get that on Bitcoin and Ethereum and all of that stuff. You're just not going to get it. All right. On low prices, people is placing trades. Right. So you're not going to see something like this, but you will see the volume slowly go down. All right. And as the volumes goes down, along as price continue makes these lower lows, once you find a tap on that bottom trend line, all right, or you find a favorable fib that you want to go ahead and place your buys at, then guess what? You have the probability on your side to succeed in that decision. So for Ondo, looking for this to actually pop up. All right. I believe Ondo needs to pump before it dumps again. So it may show us some red right now, but I still see Ondo getting ready to kind of rip up to the upside to about 88 cents. And after that, kind of tumbling or rolling over, or at least getting back up to about 83 cents, and then tumbling, rolling right on back over. So we can keep continuing this downtrend and look for a great entry. So this pattern isn't finished yet. So yeah, just waiting for something in here to kind of play out, right? I'm not even trading it yet, not even on no swing trading, just because these setups just look very nasty. Let's go to Aptos. We bought some more Aptos. We put it inside of this wedge that actually broke a little bit higher since last Thursday. So just basically just been looking at this kind of form. All right, this nice rising wedge pattern, quick little swing trade. If it plays out beautifully and it continues to rip to the upside, perfect. But as you see, we haven't even came down to the 618 fib level, so I'm not getting my hopes up too much. All right. Actually, my trade had a stop loss in profit because I understand that this is a bearish pattern that we're in, and we may not get the full-fledged pump up to the 4-hour 200 moving average. All right. So with that being said, Aptos is still to me a good thing because the first investments was placed at $5. All right, $4, 85.03, stuff like that. Right. Being able to get Ondo at $3, all right, and possibly if we can get it down to about 170. What? Man, you're talking about from 170 back to $5, back to just where it was. You're talking about a cool 150%. You're talking about your investment and a half in payout, right? That you can't beat that. You can't beat that. And Aptos is very, very is doing a lot of business with a lot of things. All right. So keep Aptos on your radar. The next one that we're going to look into, look at Rune real quick. Rune is very, 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 very low. We did have this little slick little any triangle pattern right here that looks like it wants to kind of itch down to about 16 cents. If we can get that, listen, I'm going crazy. All right. If we can get this descending triangle target hit, that'd be real sexy. That'd be real, real sexy. I'm gonna put an alert right here to make sure I don't miss it. And I'm gonna slide this down just a little bit just to make sure as well. We're gonna see, we're gonna see it's a big drop. That's a big sell. For those who like to short, yo, that might be a play, a play of the month, all right, for November, for real, for real. But other than that, Room doesn't look too sexy. All right, just doesn't look too sexy. Has a falling wedge on it though. That looks like a smooth cup and handle. We might get some bull play out of this though. We might get some bull play out of Room. Let's go to the 15-minute chart. Oh, we're already in the bullish lineup on the 15-minute. And that's kind of been my go-to for my entries currently now in the volatile market is using the 15-minute on a bullish lineup with, some divergence, some good indicator readings, and definitely a 618 fib level retracement. So pattern indicator saying yes, moving averages saying yes, let's go. Yeah, can't beat it, right? Can't beat it. So let's see what we got real quick. I kind of want to make that touch. Can I make that touch? Bam, made it touch. Let's see where our wicks are. Let's scoot this up just a little bit to include this little wick right here. And we already got one bottom touch. We got one top touch. Let's connect our trend lines to this bottom right here and see how it looks. Does it look like it makes sense? No, that's broadening. That don't make sense at all. So we can't get that touch. Let's go down here. Let's be just respectful. Pull it out, something like that, right? Just stretch that bad boy on out. Stretch this bad boy on out. And then let's roll with this right here. So Rune is looking pretty good. Actually, Rune is actually looking pretty good. The volume on it, the 15-minute, we already know on the daily is really low. A lot of people probably don't even understand what Rune is, but I'm still understanding myself. But I like Rune for what it's looking like right now on the 5, 15, 7-minute. It's like a nice little, decent little cup and handle. That could be playable. One bottom touch, one top touch, second bottom touch. Ooh, no. I hate when a bottom touch and top touches don't look good. We're gonna have to probably wait another about an hour. Yeah, I gotta go get that second top touch before we come for the last bottom touch. So let that kind of play out. Let's see where we have the 618 fib level at. See what fib we're at in general. 618 is down here back at support. So I'm gonna put an alert right here. See what happens. See if this kind of dips. My flag might even be too tight. Might be something like this, actually. Might be something like that. If I pull it out just a little bit and squeeze this up just a little bit. Might be actually something like that, actually. just because it's just the projection downward, right, to the 618 fib level just looks a little bit more believable than where we're at right now. So let me put this on the 618 fib level so I know, delete this, and then let that kind of happen. Let it kind of come back down to the 0.65 area, the golden pocket on your fib. Accumulation, great accumulation area. Might be a nice area for us to kind of get a smooth little, what, probably about 3-4%. Put that bad boy on the 20x, get about 60% off a room. If we can, say yes, sir. Yeah, about good 2-3%. Yeah, I'll take that. All right, ENA. Let's see what we got. I got to do some more research on ENA, honestly speaking. And ENA don't look too good. It looks bad. That is so ugly. That is some ugly price action. But that thing is so I'll say this, everybody. When it comes to this charting and this ugly wick and these nasty little rising wedges, y'all just play the cup and handles. That's the only thing you can do. All right, just play the cup and handles, trade the cup and handles, and just let it be that. And just when the cup and handle don't play out, then you know then that it's time to make a turnaround. But play these cup and handles because this thing don't look too good. Oh shit. My fault. All right, cool beans, cool beans, cool beans. So 1-1, we got 2, right? We got to go get our second top touch. Come back down for a third. Just when in doubt, flag it out. It's your best bet. Just when in doubt, flag it out. Look for 3 bottom touches and 3 top touches, right? On that third bottom touch, if you have reversal bullish divergence, that's the entry. That's your entry. Stop losses below that, keep your risk management rules intact. If it's 1%, 5%, 3%, 10%, mine is 10. All right, leverage trading more like 3. So yeah, kind of let this kind of fill in if it can. If it can't, then let it play out. If it's ugly, let it be ugly. All right, don't try to make it beautiful. All right, if you can't make it beautiful, don't make it beautiful. Okay. All right, the makeup ain't gonna fix it. All right, so if she ain't ready, don't try to force it. Don't force the image. Let it play out. So looks like the only thing that's beautiful currently, in my opinion, is TRX. All right, Tron, because it's so close to the 618 fib level. All right, so close to the 618 fib level. All right, we already made our first bottom, first top, second bottom, second top. We're going for our third bottom touch. This can sizzle out somehow. All right, and it still allows us to keep this second touch as a second bottom touch, right? And this does not exceed. All right, if it exceeds out of this pattern, and then guess what? We just gonna have to extend this, and we're gonna be looking at only 1 and 1, right? So we're gonna be looking at 1 to 1. This is not 2, all right, because this ain't 2. This would be finally 2. Then we'll be looking for 2, and then come down, look for 3. Entry, run up the bag, right? So with the US dollar tether dominance being bullish and Bitcoin dominance being bullish, this is going to be my homework for the next couple of weeks, next couple of days, seeing how they're looking, seeing if it's time to DCA. Like I said, the only ones that I've been buying is TRX, Liquidity, ADA, and Aptos and Aptos. Just because my original investments they're not at this price level. All right. I wanted to buy some Litecoin, and that's also what I want to go ahead and look at real quick. And then also we'll look at liquidity and why I posted that to the group. Let's look at Litecoin real quick and see. Let's see. Let's go to this one. It doesn't matter. Let's go to Litecoin and let's see what it's looking like overall. The reason why I like Litecoin is because of this. Look at the weekly time, the weekly chart. This can fall out the booty. All right, let me just be correct. This can fall out the booty. All right, this can do a crazy dump to like, well, I don't know, $15, $30. It can do whatever it wants to, right? It can do whatever it wants to. I just don't see it happening. That's the issue. I don't see this happening. I see this being a huge weekly cup and handle pattern. All right. A huge weekly cup and handle pattern. All right. Now I have my long-term investment like just it's always freezing at $100. Like I can never get Litecoin under $100. Like every time I see it at 86, 85, I just forget to buy it. It just is what it is. So I'm settling with my entry for Litecoin to be at $100. If it dips down to 50, it is what it is. I'm not gonna sweat. But I am looking for Litecoin to get back up to about 450 and even higher. All right, Litecoin does have some decent news going on. Key facts: Litecoin ETFs launched Tuesday. NYC approves multiple crypto ETFs. That's 8 minutes ago, an hour ago. Bitwise Solana staking ETF notches 55 million trading volume on debut. France stuns Europe. Lawmakers adopt Bitcoin and ban digital. Wait, what? Hold up. I said lawmakers. Lawmakers. All right, I'm gonna read that a little bit, but let's see if we can just kind of search it real quick. Let's see. Let's see. Litecoin. Let's type in LTC. All right, that's that. Rippleback Evernorth nears launch of publicly traded XRP Treasury. Solana ETFs may attract 6 billion first year as Solana joins big league. Solana Litecoin Hedera ETFs to launch Tuesday. Okay, just the ETFs. That's all it is. Another legacy asset manager enters the ETF land rush. U.S. government shutdown likely to end this week. Trump advisor. Litecoin, VCAP, Dash. I don't see Litecoin in there. All righty, HBAR ETFs. Okay, so it's just about ETFs. All right, a lot of ETF stuff going on. Okay, then. Cool beans. Not enough hoopla for me. But at the end of the day, still a good trade in my opinion. Okay. This thing is going to pay dividends, not actual dividends, unless you're staking. If they do staking, I don't know. But we're looking at a decent, about a 350% increase. Okay. Get you about a 20% stop loss. Oh, you got to do like a 60% stop loss. That's nasty work. But if you go below the wick, that's about 45. I mean, you do your due diligence. All right. You do your due diligence. That's a steep stop loss technically, but I mean, 10% ain't a good game. You ain't got enough too much room. You might have to go 25. But or you could just wait. Wait to see your price comes down a little bit more. Like I said, mine's like at 100, so it is what it is. I slick kind of gave up a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. I did slick give up just a little bit. But it's okay. Let's see if we can find, there's like a bull flag, right? So let's see if there's some type of cup and handle going on right here. We at the 0.5, so that's the fake out bullish level. So we should see some green. But after that, I would expect us to dump right back down to about 92. You know what? I might be able to get it at 92. Let's try to get it at 92. We can get it at 92. That'd be perfect. Go to the hour time frame. Let's draw a falling wedge. All right. When in doubt, flag it out. And let's see how it looks. It looks decent. But this is telling me that we didn't get our first top touch because we got these two close to each other, and we got price already breaking out just because it's like, yeah, we didn't get our first top touch yet. So I'm gonna stretch it out like that. We're gonna make them be parallel to each other and just keep it pushing. So boom, bada bing. Let's continue this this curve, right? It's inverted cup and handle that it's trying to do, and then see where it goes. I got like one on my radar. Like I said, I already have a long-term investment on it. But at the end of the day, it ain't holding like it's supposed to. All right. I guess it's a good entry because every time I look at it, just sitting there. It's like not plus, not no minus. All right. It's nothing. It's just bam. It's just there. Now, Litecoin, dang, it came back and gave all the profits right back. Right. It gave us our 20% pop. Let me go to BitUnex. That's what the trade was posted on. It hit our 20% target. It came right back down. That's kind of lame. Where is the chart at? All sources. All right, is this it? Boom, bam. So it hit the 20% target and came right back down. I don't know what to say to that one. That kind of shocked me. I'm not even gonna lie, because that happened like as soon as I posted it, it went on. It went on the tear. It went on the tear, and we caught it. Well, when I posted it, it was right here. So let me see. So for it to come right back down, it could be a bullish retest, which wouldn't be bad. Oh, so it was on a 4-hour time frame. Okay, not the hour. Let's go to the 4-hour. So the 4-hour had to be about, I can't even tell. It was early. Was it middle of the night? What time was this? Oh, at 3 o'clock in the morning. So 3 o'clock in the morning was about, I guess, somewhere right here or this one right here. One of these two. Either this one or this green candlestick. And then it kind of just ripped. Hit the first target and came right back down. So that's a good sign. The reason why I like liquidity, because on a daily time frame, we was getting a bullish MACD crossover, all right, which is a good sign. We also was oversold on the RSI, very, very, very low volume. And then we made reversal bullish divergence with our lows. So with this low, all right, to this low, we got a swing low, but we have a swing high in the RSI. That's reversal bullish divergence, all right? Very easy to spot, very easy to kind of trade. So Cassix was kind of low when that did happen. We're kind of itching up. So it's like, all right, bet. Green it is, right? Green it is. We are in a bullish lineup on a daily time frame, the weekly time frame, starting to lose a little bit of selling pressure. Does it have, let's see, 37.72, 38. It doesn't have no reversal. Oh, that does. No, it doesn't. 37 to 38. Oh, that is reversal bullish divergence. Yeah, I got reversal bullish divergence on a weekly time frame too. So on a weekly, got reversal bullish divergence. On a daily, it does. Only thing about the weekly is it's the 50 moving average is above the 80. All right, so we may get a pop up to 65 and then do a drastic kind of elongated pullback to kind of pull this 50 moving average back below this 80 moving average to get in that chronological order. So we can kind of continue to the uptrend, but everywhere else, well, even a 3-day, the moving averages aren't in chronological order. So that's going to let me know that, well, yeah, it makes sense that we get a pop and then a drop, right? Not a pop drop out the trade, but just a pop and they drop back down to kind of just try to like activate these moving averages, kind of pull them on down, because the 50 is out of whack. It's out of line. It needs to be in between the white line, the 21 and the 80. All right, got to be in between those, and then we'll be good to go. Daily time frame, like I said, is already in that lineup. All right, so I've got the 21, the 50, the 80, the 100, the 200. Sexy, right? Sexy lineup. Call it the bullish lineup. So looking for that to continue. That's why I went ahead and bought shares of it. I didn't buy leverage. I actually, not shares, but I bought these tokens. And then what I'm looking for right now, if that's that, I'll post an update a little bit tomorrow, not even today. I gotta run a Gram house. So yeah, I gotta go to Gram. They made some jollof spaghetti. Okay, jollof spaghetti is basically jollof rice. Instead of rice, they put spaghetti noodles, right? They some real African Americans. Get it? Because they're Nigerian and they're in America, so they're like real African American. It's a dish. Okay, I'm the only one giggling. All right, so let's see. We got the fib. See, and this is the tricky part about this fib retracement. I want to pull it from this bottom, but I also want to pull it down from this wick. So we're just going to pull it down from this bottom. If it doesn't hold, then that's going to let me know to start pulling down from the wick for everything else. But we already came to the 618 fib level. Seems like we're going to keep dipping just a little bit lower based off of this flag. And it seems like because we already dipped, so like we gave everything back already slightly, so we're going to even dip lower into our stop loss to about the 886 fib level. If we can get there and kind of stall out, right, create something like this, then I'll be looking for liquidity to be right back bullish and back to the upside, and actually not cracking back below, hopefully not below 50 cents ever again, right? Hopefully it doesn't ever do that. I mean, but with this big old wick down, how can you say anything, right? You never know. It might happen 3 years from now, but liquidity definitely added. went ahead and bought some shares of that. Not financial advice, but yes. So Tron liquidity, H bar is definitely worth continuing to look at. And then we said Solana was in a good chart as well. And XRP, we just gotta look at it. Just gotta look at it. I think XRP is like in the sell, but it's looking a little tricky. XLM, Stellar Lumens, privacy token. It's ugly too. Yep. When things just look this ugly, I don't even know what to do with my long-term position. I got it at 9 cents. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I'm like, bruh, I didn't enjoy this whole run up and been holding this whole time. And this thing showed me that my entry was almost capped, right? Came down to 15 cents. That's crazy. That's some crazy work. So y'all, I'm at loss of words on how to attack this market with this big wick down. But when I figure it out, all right, and I'm going to figure it out, it's only one or two things. It's either a falling wedge that's forming, all right, or it's just in a bigger pattern. It's as simple as that. It's either this is now the bottom of a falling wedge, we're going to create a flag and then pump out, and then everything's going to go crazy, and we're now in a full-fledged alt season, or is going to scoot lower, and then that's going to be the entry. It's only one or two scenarios. The US dollar tether and the Bitcoin dominance ain't going to be bullish forever. So that's kind of just what I see kind of forming for the market. Do I have any questions before we get ready to hop off of the beginner session? Is there any other assets y'all want me to look at real quick? So yeah, that looks like that's going to come on down. Not even ride it down, right? Pop back up and then come back down for a third try. Hope we don't get to the 0.5. If we sell the 0.5, that's going to be nasty work. Man, oh man. Oh market, oh market. So that's going to be all our long terms. Let's see, it's 8 o'clock Eastern time. Nothing has been really doing any damage. Look at tag. The only diamond pattern, right? That's been kind of pain. Pumped a little bit, coming back down. The thing is gonna stall. It's gonna stall. We're getting a golden cross though, so that's the kicker behind everything. So to me, it's still ultimately bullish. We posted bank into the group. It pumped up, did about a good 15%. Nice, decent trade actually. So got all the way up to about, I think it's up about 15% or 12% when I had looked. Let's see, yeah, about a good 12%. So since entry, so going to be paying attention to this. If not, if it's a if it's a dub, it's a dub. I don't really expect too many trades that I kind of enter. Not the best thing to say, but when the markets are red, I don't really, expect my trades to hit, right? Just because the overall market is red. I'm trading against the grain. So to have ones that do, cool beans, right? Sniper mode, right? But overall, low leverage, low positions, DCA mindset, right? When the market is like the way that it is. Is there anything that's out here that I am paying attention to? There's a lot. This whole list has been the list that I've been kind of eating off of all weekend. Sahara is not in the best position yet, but it's probably only the one of the few tokens that with the market crash was never affected and actually look like it's serving a diamond pattern at the bottom of price action. So this is probably one of the few assets that looks like this that I've seen in the market. So along with tag, all right, along with tag, but this is what I'm going to be looking for. All right, these are assets that I like. Ones that I don't see a big wick on. Those are the ones I'm going to be glued to. But the rest of them, like over the weekend, everything's been doing this thing. Pump, we call it pump for a good pump up. Got it for a nice little 900 on a little leverage trade. I'm actually back inside pump after closing and looking for it to go for another 41%, right? Looking for this cup and handle to kind of give us some love, and we pump to the upside. So losing a little bit of selling pressure on the MACD. All right, that's good things. Just need the moving averages to get right on a 4-hour and also on a daily time frame. That's it. They're just They're everywhere. And usually when they're everywhere, you don't go high. Sometimes you do, but you'll need these smaller time frames to get you there. They need to flip the charts. But it ain't seeming like it's strong right now. I wanted this thing to just rip. We gotta wait. The 15 minutes is gonna tell it all. But there's like another cup, right? Another handle breakout. Might be doing a bullish retest, going back down for a bullish retest, or just kind of sizzling, consolidating, form like a bullish pennant, and then or the semi triangle and pump back to the upside. But I'm looking for this to hit. It's probably one of the few full-fledged patterns that's out in the market right now, and I'm gonna show you how. Like I said, the 15 minute has been my entry for a lot of things. So let me show you this falling wedge pattern. And what you'll be, if you want to hop into the market, is probably the best pattern for you to trade for now. All right, until everything gets a little bit more sexier. So we got one bottom touch. So price hits the high, all right, comes down, hits some type of support, and then rips back up. All right, trying to make it high, does not succeed, comes down, end up making a lower low. Once you make that lower low, if you're able to draw two trend lines and connect, right, and actually say this is one bottom touch, this is one top touch, that's one set. All right, now you're looking for that second bottom touch that you just seen, your first lower low, letting you know that the market is switching trends. All right, you should be expecting a lower high from your last high. Once you make that high, what you're going to need is for price to make another lower low. All right, once you understand how the falling wedge works, when you see things get into this right here, and you're like, that's a cup with a handle, and it pops up to the upside, you're going to know automatically to close that trade, period. You're going to take the money, you're going to run. All right, you're not going to hold off on it. You're going to take it, you're going to run. Why? Because you know that this is a falling wedge pattern that needs one more bottom touch. All right, once you get that bottom touch, balls to the wall, baby, go do your thing. All right, go do your thing. So with the indicators, what you want to see when you get this bottom touch, see how this volume is getting real low. All right, that lets you know that the trend, that the downtrend that you're in is about to reverse. All right, that's what you want to look for. All right, just low volume, just decreasing, even if it's to this size right here. All right, that's fine. All right, as long as it's decreasing. All right, as long as the volume is decreasing, because that represents true price. All right, once everybody gets washed out and take profits, this is now the true price from the rest of the holders, or just the value of that coin. All right, this is the true price of it. So once it breaks out, expect a bullish retest, and then look for the pump to continue to the upside. This trade is still up about 30-something%. I don't know what leverage I put it on, to be honest. I think probably 10 or 7 or 5. I don't think I did 20, but I'm looking for this to actually go hit, right? This is probably one of the few winners in the market that I see coming forth. And along with liquidity, it's probably the only two that I'm kind of big on. But just with using this indicator in a pattern, looking for one bottom touch, one top touch, second bottom touch, second top touch, third bottom touch, boom, right? Now, you're like, Sean, I see about a couple of bottoms. We got that third bottom touch, and I see more. Why is that? When you go to your indicators, right, and you go to your RSI, look, with the RSI, what you're going to be looking for is you just go to this cheat sheet, the divergence cheat sheet. Oops, not position updates. No. Let me hurry up and show this real quick. Work with me. That's going to work with me. Okay, thank you. All right, divergence cheat sheet. What you're going to be looking for, all right, easiest thing to look for. Going to be looking for the reversal divergence column, bullish divergence column. Why? Because look, price makes a lower low. You're looking for those lows. All right, the lows are going to be your best friend. Looking at lows and comparing them with the RSI is going to be your best friend. All right, because they're going to bring you so much profits once you actually place the buy at the divergence. All right, so when price makes a lower low, indicator makes a higher low. That's what you're going to be looking for. All right, so right here, when you make this low, guess what? Price made a lower low. All right, now go to your indicator. All right, so we're going to be matching this low with this low on the indicator, and then this low with this low on the indicator. Price makes a lower low. All right, indicator makes a lower low. That is not reversal bullish divergence, which is why this is not my entry. All right, it's not my entry. Now it could have been. It wouldn't be bad of a it wouldn't be bad of an entry based off of your risk management, because if you would have entered like, oh, that's my third bottom touch, and we started to pump, right? You said I'm gonna wait for the bullish retest, and I'm gonna go. If you enter right there, you only enduring a 2% drop. That's nothing. You got a 5% stop loss rule, 10% stop loss rule, 25% stop loss rule. This is nothing. Losing 2% or enduring a 2% loss. That's if you put in $1,000, 2% is like what, $20? It's not that bad. $100, that's $2. $50, that's $1. It's not that bad, right? It's not that bad of a loss. Now, if it was 20%, yes, right? Who want to lose 20% of 1,000? That's minus 200. That ain't cool, bro. That is not cool. Okay, that is not cool. Nobody likes it. So when we sit here, and I recognize that, all right, you can utilize other things as well, like bearish divergence, all right, where you see. Now, this is some more technical stuff. When you go to look at the other side of the column of your divergence cheat sheet, all right, when price pumps up, look at this high, and guess what you're doing? You're just measuring higher highs, and you measuring the highs and you're measuring the lows. When you go back to the last high, all right, just look at this. Only thing you do is just take a horizontal line. Be like, all right, that's my peak. Did I make bearish divergence? Once you see that the last high, which is right here, is not in correlation, was not in correlation, and not in correlation with this high. This is saying that this high, right, is higher than this high, right? But on the charts, this high is actually lower, all right? Is lower than this high. It's not higher like it's saying on the RSI. If you go to your divergence cheat sheet, it's going to tell you the answer. That's why I say divergence is the key to all charts. When price makes a no, right here, hit a continue bearish divergence. When price makes a lower high, but your indicator makes a higher high, guess what that means? You're going to continue to the downside. All right, bearish divergence. So listen, the divergence is going to let you know when you should be in the trade or out the trade. All right, just to let you know, it is what it is. Okay, so once you see that you made bearish divergence, you're going to be like, all right, boom, let it fall again. Let's look at that next lower low. Now you make another lower low. Guess what happens? You look at that low, you look at the next low. All right, that's your low, and now this is your new low. When price makes a lower low, guess what happens on your indicator? Ooh, you make scribble scrabble. No, you make a higher low. What is that called? Reversal bullish divergence. When price makes a lower low, your indicator makes a higher low. That lets you know that it is time for the chart to go into the other direction. Now, at this point, if you got the low volume on your side, all right, if you're looking at your MACD indicator and you seeing some small selling pressure or losing selling pressure, even back here, losing selling pressure, all right, that's a good sign. If you're on a stochastic RSI, you see that you're oversold, bing, 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 entry, guess what? Hit that entry, bam. You get below it one time, you tap it again. Stop loss, if it's 5, 3, or 1%, would have never got hit, and you would have been in the money ever since. All right. And that's how you trade, using patterns and using these indicators that I use to get these perfect entries and get these setups with these perfect measurements. All right. And baby, I as a sniper for real. I snipe charts for a living. So yes, I'm looking for pump to continue. Like I said, it's probably only one of the few ones along with liquidity that I'm actually kind of like very bullish on. I didn't really see outside of tag. All right, obviously tag. I just didn't really see too much other assets out here in just this list. All right, I can't track everything at once. I add to this list and take things off this list if they start to look ugly. But yeah, out of all of these, even ones that we posted to the group, Velvet, that's been bullish. That's been hitting. It's still holding profits currently right now, probably about 5 or 6% profit. It was up about 18% earlier. So getting close to our 26% target, didn't quite get there, just end up making a higher high. But yeah, it's probably the only one that's been kind of bullish also today. And on top of that, I don't think any one of these. Epic is still holding pretty good gains since we entered it. It's coming down, right? When in doubt, flag it out, right? So just keep adjusting as you keep making those lower lows. What you want to keep doing is just looking for that bullish divergence, baby. Only thing you do is looking for that bullish divergence. See, price made a lower low, indicator made a lower low. Keep it going. Be like, all right, trend continue. I'll wait for that next lower low, and we'll see what happens. But other than that, the rest of them have just been kind of in a nice retracement. AVAI came back down to our entry after pumping up for a good minute over the weekend. But yeah, that's kind of what most of the assets is. Not a lot of them look like this. All right, just being honest. There's not a lot of tokens that look like this right now. So this is kind of like a secured W for me. In my opinion, BSV hit our target. All right, hit our 13% target, came right back down. Nice falling wedge. Going to most likely adjust this as well. Include those wicks. Stretch this out. Let this get that bottom touch. We didn't get that 618 fib level, so I'm going to wait some more. But yeah, that's just simply put, right? It's going to take some practice. It's going to take some more lessons. It's going to take some one-on-ones. So when you as you're doing it, as you're having sessions with me, as you come into these free sessions, as you're in the Discord, you're seeing these charts. Every day is going to keep speaking the same message over and over and over again, the same trading strategy that you can simply adopt yourself and master with your own trading strategy is at your disposal. So for that, do I have any questions before we close out our beginner session? I think, like I said, there's not too many bullish assets out here currently right now, except for the two that we pointed out. But you know, eventually we will have more bullish assets to talk about and to chart up. I can't really pull. I think that's just about it. Yeah, it looks like BSV may be trying to do some crazy work right here. I don't know yet. But we'll keep seeing what the market does. USDT, Bitcoin dominance. We're going to need those to kind of dip off. Let's see. Let's go to them real quick. Dang, shoot, man. I think I done messed up, y'all. I don't think I diluted this eucalyptus oil enough, and I put it on my skin, and is now feeling slightly itchy. I got sensitive skin that I just found out a couple of years ago, and I'm still adjusting to not being able to put certain oils on, and you know, all this other stuff. And I'm a dude, I'm a boy, you know, I played outside my shoes off, so it is what it is. I walk through the woods. I'm that type of kid still to this day. So I'm just like, man, bump this. Yeah, you like the US dollar tethers when it continues to the upside. So we should most likely be expecting some more downside for the crypto market, except for those strong coins. Strong coins going to hold, but Bitcoin dominance, it's still flagging out. So they may be stronger than USDT. They may not be stronger than Bitcoin dominance. So if they're pumping right now with Bitcoin dominance dumping, you understand the scenario. So we look for Bitcoin dominance to also kind of keep flagging out too. And these are just going to interchange pumps, and that's how you get a full-fledged downtrend. You're going to have this one start pumping while this one is dumping. And then this one's going to start pumping while this one is dumping, but they're dumping both bullishly, right? They're both dumping bullishly, right? Bull flag, right? They're both going to keep doing that. So it's like just two people just whacking across the head. And you're just like, when is it time to buy? Never. They just keep slapping you with flags, with cup and handle patterns, right? Just all bullish patterns in the world until they go hit their target. And that's just how it works. Times like this is one of the hardest times to trade, but you will find those good, sexy setups. Well, I will find them and share them with you all. So that being said, I'll let y'all go and have a good night. Look for. Hold on, I'm trying to make sure I ain't got nothing. I ain't got no like dark spot. I remember one time I put tea tree oil on, and it actually kind of, well, that's tea tree oil. That was just dumb. That was just dumb. Tea tree oil actually kind of can slick burn your skin because it eats that bacteria. So you got bacteria on your skin, you should start eating at it. Yeah, possibly. I think. Well, it happened one time for me, but I got sensitive skin, so it is what it is. Now I don't know how I ain't know then, but my mama told me. She was like, "You mean you had one time when you was a kid? You had I think you had like eczema on the back of your kneecap." I'm like, "Mom, why you ain't tell me that I possibly had sensitive skin?" Girl, I'm not over here. I'm using all types of stuff. I gotta switch up my whole little hygiene. I had to go to black soap. You feels me? But yeah, the market's going to continue to dump, so going to bring us some good buying opportunities. Let's have some fun while that happens. Looking at pump, looking at liquidity. If I find some more assets, I'll post them to the charts outside of tag. Y'all have a great night. We'll see you all on Thursday. Hopefully Thursday we'll be in some good, decent flags, some nice 4-hour cup and handle patterns to trade to the upside. Also, if there is some, decent articles that came out on some assets, we're probably looking for them. I mean, we'll kind of can look into them. Tomorrow, this is the 15-minute time frame. Bitcoin dominance was on the what time frame? That was the 15-minute as well. So let's say hopefully Tuesday 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, we can get like some substantial green candlesticks. You know what I mean? Like a decent uptrend to have some fun with. And then hopefully that can kind of lead into Wednesday, into Thursday session. And we can still look at some of those and go over some tokens that's posted. Like I said, I'm not really, there's only a couple of tokens that I'm still holding on to on a leverage side. That's Trapdoor, Swarm, Aptos, Epic. Hold up. Let me, I'll just go to them. I remember because I'm in the charts. So, Tag is leverage. BSV, what? Oh, I closed BSV actually. So it was leverage, but I closed it. Trapdoor is the only one. It's one of the few that is still. Luna got closed. Epic is also still actually added to that position. AVAI, I took those profits. Velvet, yes. Alice, no. Sky is a position. No. Ooh, Stowe. I think I closed that all together on spot. CTK, no. Cutest, no. I think that's about it that's being held right now on leverage that I'm seeing. So far, a good couple of them are still holding. All right. But some of them aren't. All right. Not some of them aren't, but yeah, it just is what it is. So like, yeah, Tag got the splash. SNX was trying to play with it. AI got the splash. But like I said, the weekend went crazy. Like Sunday, I didn't even post. I couldn't even post the W's from Sunday. It was just too much. Like it was crazy. I was just like, yeah, it is what it is. I don't have time. I was out at parties. I couldn't even manage, to be honest. I was just like, yeah, after Saturday, I was like, yeah, I called AI, called XAI. They both did their numbers. Trapdoor did his thing. Swarm actually finally did 725. Epic was still running. CTK was still running. Everything was still running. So it was just like, yeah, since Thursday session, it's just been green. It's just been green in the market. And I'm hoping that's the same. We can get that same scenario for this Thursday session. We just kind of be green in the market. But yeah, that's just about Mavia. Man, I called Mavia, y'all. Man, Mavia did like 145% afterwards. And I'm so mad because I closed my position so early. But yeah, other than that, if I do find something, I'm most likely gonna post it inside the general chat. That's the free channel. And yeah, I just keep everybody posted and let y'all know how I'm moving money when the money starts to get ready to be moved. So that's it. Things get over 100%, raise the stop loss, take half profits out, walk away, secure W. So we shall see how everything is. I'll have to update some stuff for those who want to look into the stocks. If you hop into our channel, we have our options session tomorrow, and then after that we have live charting also in the morning. They be doing some day trading, so if you like the day trade options on the stock side, hop into that. They do it Wednesday. Oh, it's only every Wednesday now. Okay, whatever. But yeah, Wednesday is going to be the next time, I believe. So tomorrow at 9:00 a.m. And then the intro to options is going to be 8:00 p.m. later on that day. And then we have the crypto charting session. It's going to be on Thursday. And then we have the beginner sessions for stocks on Saturday. Then we have the master class for stocks on Sunday. And then we restart the week back over. Live charting used to be live charting on Monday. Oh, LJ is going to be out of town. He's going to Japan, y'all. Y'all wish that man a safe trip when y'all get in contact with him. But we're going to have the beginner session on Tuesday. Then we're going to restart it. I don't know if LJ is going to make an announcement, if they're still going to host the beginner session or I know he's not going to be able to do I know he's not going to be able to do the option sessions on Wednesday, but he'll let us know. We'll let y'all know if it's going to be Mark or Deneen hosting the sessions, or if they're just going to be canceled altogether. Crypto is still going to be running. Crypto in Tuesday and Thursday session are still going to be running, but it's just the other stock sessions because LJ is going to be on his vacation. I don't know if Mark is going with him. That's the big question. I don't know if Mark's going to be going, but he might not be. But it depends on how the service is over there. All right. I don't know how LJ is comfortable with his portfolio in a different country. I don't know. I'll be a little hesitant to be taking my computer overseas, even though that is the dream. But I would need a little bit more security for mines. But yeah, I personally don't know if he's going to be able to have some service and be able to go live on the YouTube for his sessions for the stocks. But so far for this week, for the rest of the week, we should be good unless he's out of town already. Is he out of town? I don't know if he leaves this week or he leaves the beginning of next week. It's one of the two. I don't know. Might be leaving this weekend. I couldn't tell you. But that's the next session that we have in store. Y'all have a great night. If I find any charts, if I find any hot stuff, I'll be posting it inside this chat. It'll be something like this. Face buys on XAY, blah, 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 blah. Keep it pushing, keep it pushing. And then yeah. Any position updates? There wasn't any for Epic. We talked about the flag. What else? Epic got one, BSV. We talked about that being a possible bullish pennant, and it did not play out. AVAI, same thing, did not play out, did not continue the gains. APT still did. APT did, still holding decent gains still. And then yeah, that's about it so far. Stowe also talking about that. QDIS was talking about that one as well. CTK was pointing out the flag that it did break out of. Actually, did it break out of it? I got to go check that one. Actually, that might be a hot token for now. But we shall see. Bitcoin dominance getting that pump up. US dominance also getting the pump up. So more red to the downside. Let's look at XRP real quick. Did I place that XRP sell? I don't think I did. Let's see. If I'd have placed an XRP sell, I'd have been losing right now. Ew. But yeah, the market is ready to do another dip down to the downside, maybe creating some great, look at that, great flag. Look at great flag on H bar right now. Liquidity still above moving average. Solana. Now we shall see. All right, y'all. I gotta get ready to go. I got my food sitting outside. It is cold, man. It is cold. I will see you all on Thursday inside the chat. Y'all have a safe night. Next Thursday, if you have anything you want me to chart out, any asset that you want to kind of add to our portfolio on our watch list, please let me know. Please bring it to the session. We will get locked into the chart. Then hopefully by Thursday, we will be having more of a buyer's opportunity. And Pump would have had hit some profits. All right, Pump would have pumped. Okay. With that being said, I'll let you all have a good night. Y'all have a great night. See you all on Tuesday. If not Tuesday, I will see you inside the Discord. Please use the Discord link in the channel. All right, end of that.